I've often felt doing this for coming up to 50 years that the rewards and awards that I've received have been amazing because that was never really something I got into it for. That became a fortunate circumstance. And so it's always an absolute pleasure to be appreciated and honored, and thank you so much. It's an absolute treat. And number one, it's a treat to meet you at last.
Yeah, well, and you too, darling. I should,
Darling.
My
I'm talking to myself here. I'm talking to myself. What the hell?
I was going to say, my inadvertent impressions of you have spread far and wide over the internet. Now, every time you mention something, I always get tagged in. It's like, it's Wyatt talking to David. When you meet him, you must be David. Why don't you do David? You've survived in the sense that obviously you're still alive, which is a good start. But I mean, you survived grunge, you've survived music snobbery, and you're still here not just to tell a tale, but to keep playing and performing. There's a lot to be said for that. 50+ years.
Yeah. There's it's very. I've been very passionate about what I do. I try not to let my audience down. We've got a really loyal, hardcore fan base around the world. Last year, we were supposed to do what was going to be my farewell tour, and it was sold out. It was amazing. Of course, everything was cancelled to COVID. So God willing, I'll be able to do it hopefully next year and show my appreciation and gratitude for the support that I've had, because you can't do it without an audience supporting you. It's that simple, and I do. They know, the hardcore who follow me know I do my best, the best I can do at that time. And that's been my work philosophy for as long as I can remember.
It's easy to say this now because it hadn't happened yet. And, there's quite a few bands and artists are having their farewells for their own reasons. And that's fine. But
yeah, for like 20 years, Wayne. Come on.
Yeah, the Who. The Who started in 1982.
Mine's going to be the farewell tour because I'm knocking on 70s door. Are you kidding? I can't be Tarzan. It's hard enough now to get into my jeans. Are you kidding?
I was going to say, you're very open about your age and you're very open about who you are and where you are in life.
Yes.
You do. I mean, picture the scene if you can, 18 months from now. Farewell is another word for retirement, but what are you going to do? What's your plan?
Oh, no. I'll be still involved with music. We've got a relatively long-term deal with Warner's. We have a poop load of projects to do under the Whitesnake banner. It's just the touring. It's not the performing so much that is exhausting, it's the touring. And I can't tour any more comfortably than I do. So I spoke to my agent and said, I want to do this more than anything. It's after 50 years of incredible support for me, not to be able to say thank you to the UK, not to be able to say thank you to Germany, to Japan, Brazil. It would be heartbreaking, but I'm getting up there, for this kind of stuff. And so it's going to have to be an easier tour schedule for me to be able to handle and recharge the batteries. So I'm not hobbling around or doing wheelies in a chair with, fully upholstered. But so there's always going to be, it's impossible for me not to. I play guitar every day. I'm at the moment I start playing it, I come up with ideas for songs. It's impossible for me not to. It's like my hobby. It's something I'm supposed to do. Otherwise, I think I wouldn't receive all these amazing ideas for melodies and naughty lyrics, including Slide It In.
I don't think that would be too.
It's by Shakespeare, Albert Shakespeare.
Now, speaking of traveling comfortably, I remember seeing this with my own eyes. If I hadn't, I'd have thought that couldn't have been real. And I remember laughing. This was probably an everyday occurrence for you at a festival. It was Rambling Man Fair when you headlined there about 3 years ago.
That's right, Rambling Man, not the Ploughman's Picnic, sorry.
That's it, Rambling Man Fair, that's it. Close to a Ploughman's Picnic. And about 10 minutes before you went on, I thought there had been some kind of attack. I thought the president was coming. There was lots of running around, screaming and shouting. There were fences closed. I thought, bloody hell, what's going on? And I walk around where all the porter cabins are, the backstage area. And there's you and your good lady wife, I presume, in a car that's doing about 4 miles.
That was my assistant, sorry.
Yeah, okay, doing about 4 miles an hour, about 20 feet, while the band walked behind you. I thought, now that's royalty. Sophie driven at that speed to the stage, and everything's...
Darling, I'm not getting my custom-made John Barbados baseball shoes covered in mud. I'm so sorry. When I spoke to Dick Clement and Ian LaFrennay, They did a kind of a British Spinal Tap that's called Still Crazy, I think it was.
Yes, yeah.
And initially they were channeling me on the thing, like getting out of a Rolls Royce at an open air festival and going, am I supposed to walk across this? You know, where the is Walter Raleigh when you need him? You know?
So I have to ask, are you a character in the sense that when you're away from, say, me now, do you talk the same? Are you the same, or is it, there's...
No, I speak German. German.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's
with
it.
a Yorkshire accent. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I've
No,
always thought,
my wife, it's very funny because my wife's an American. We're together over 30 years, amazing. And COVID lockdown just made our relationship deeper and more profound. It's amazing. But often people will say, oh my God, you live with that voice. You live with that accent. And she goes, oh yeah, the accent. Eye rolling. Over 30 years. Quite enough, David. Thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you, darling, as you are.
So weird. I can sing like people, when people meet me, they're so familiar with my recorded voice,
Yeah,
which is all influenced by African American rock and blues and, Little Richard, that abrasive kind of coarse projection voice. And so that when I'm come on sounding like an English teacher on American radio, it's like, you're not him, you know. You're not him. I'm afraid so.
Well, with future projects you got coming up, you reckon you might, possibly be able to get Jimmy Page to wheel out some new material? Because it's like, all this curating's lovely, but
Yeah.
give us some new stuff, Jimmy. It's been literally decades.
No, I understand where he's coming from. It's such if somebody told me you can't do Whitesnake, it would be tragic. And his baby is Zeppelin,
Yeah.
and he can't get the collective involved to do it. So he blesses us with all this other stuff. And I've been talking to him recently about, I don't know, I've got a couple of ideas to present to him if he's up for it. But this was kind of the depth of COVID and he was in his country place. I said, I'll do the Coverdale mix of the Coverdale Page album. You do the Page mix. The fans will love it, because it's going to be the 30th anniversary and put the running order that you want. I'll put the running order I like. And, because it always was a 50-50 project.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I'm not going in the studio, right? No, I said, I gave him. He says, you've got your own studio. I don't, But I said, there's plenty of time. So I'm hoping to sweet talk him into that. And if he's up for it, I've written with Doug Aldridge doing FaceTime, iChat or whatever. And that was very, very successful. But that's, something, right now I have some great pieces of music, but it's still unsafe for me to fly Joel in from New York, Reb in from Pittsburgh. It's Michele, my keyboard plays in Italy, for God's sake. So
Yeah.
I've never recorded remotely, have I? I don't think we've ever done that.
It's tricky. It's not exactly organic.
Oh God! Well, I'm hoping I can get the guys in later in the year. It seems to be calming down over here with more people getting the vaccination, which is, that's. I mean, I can't go out if there's a risk to any member of my audience, any member of my crew or my band.
Honestly, you really are, in terms of reinventing yourself, whether it be image, material, stylistically. I mean, you really have moved with the times, and it's a testament to you. And I guess you're in a belief and you're in a vision, because I think probably only the Wilson sisters in Heart and Chris Squire of Yes have probably gone through more musicians.
Yeah.
That
a revolving door. It was, in the early days with the band, we'd all be all sniggering when Rainbow would be, flying left, right, and center. That was never really the plan. But the circumstances, I do have a clear vision of where I want to go. I invite people in who I feel can help take Whitesnake further, can indeed help them grow more, hopefully learn from me. I can learn from them, a mutual exchange. But some birds tend to in their own nest, and I'd rather encourage them to spread the wings and fly. So I'm not interested in soap operas. I'm not interested in dramas. There's enough to deal with in a band and enough to deal with on the road. And I've got amazing guys, mature guys who are superb musicians, live and in the studio, and great singers too.